off. So anyway, in this particular statement from the Catholic Church, the Catholic Church establishes that the common good is a fiction of Roman Catholic ideology that allows the public authorities to do whatever they please with your private property. This is in direct contradiction to your right to own private property as given us by God in the Eighth Commandment. After Vatican II, we have Pope Paul VI, and he stated this. It's a very interesting statement that applies to us today. He says, all rights whatsoever, including those of property and of free commerce, are to be subordinated to this principle, that is, the principle of the so-called common good. So in Catholic ideology, your right to worship according to your conscience, your right to speak according to your conscience, your right to teach or preach or write or publish, your right to worship freely, your right to life, are all subordinate to the principle of the universal destination of goods, or the common good, which is determined by the Catholic hierarchy. I want you to think about this for a minute. You have no human rights if you accept Catholic dogma. You're allowed to have certain rights today, but only if the Catholic Church says that that coheres with the common good. But if we determine that the common good is something else, whatever rights you have today, you may think you have today, then those need to be scrapped or set aside. It is no surprise why people fled from Catholic countries to Protestant countries over the centuries. John Paul II picked up on this, and he went further. Very famous charismatic pope in Europe. He was a Polish gentleman, lived through the Polish resistance movement against communism, and he issued an encyclical called Solicitudo de Res Socialis, 1987. And this is what he said there. He says, peoples excluded from the fair distribution of the good, originally destined for all, could ask themselves, why not respond with violence to those who first treat us with violence? What do you think about that? It's not the first time that the papacy has given an open door for violence on the streets for the redistribution of goods from those who have to those who have not. This isn't just, the attack, let's say, in the 1630s, 1640s, the Lowlands Wars, where the King of Spain and the Holy Roman Empire was attacking, say, the Lowlands or modern-day Holland and Denmark and Belgium. No. This principle has been applied in modern times by Catholic bishops in different countries around the world to say that if there's rioting, for instance, in Brazil, then the rioters and the looters have a right to take what they take because they need it. And those who own the property, such as the shop owners, they have no right to stop the looters from taking their property because people loot based on need. And so in this passage here, the papacy aligned itself with those who you and I might think are eroding society by destroying the principle of private property.